Hey guys, so it's Black History Month now, and as you may know, Trump and his administration is trying to rewrite history, erase Black history, and all that. So my goal, my plan, what I decided to do is just I'm trying to do it every day. That's my goal too. Um, but if not, give me a little grace. So a college student, have a lot of other stuff going on. But um, to just give y'all some Black history, give y'all some knowledge and about people that you may have never heard of, or people who don't get enough credit because, like I said, that they're trying to erase it. And for some people, they don't even know about these people or just so many things in general. So today, I'm gonna do Garrett Morgan. I wrote did some research, wrote some notes, some pages. I'm trying to shorten it, but he did a lot, and I wanted to try to get through everything. So first, obviously his name is Garrett Morgan, but his full name or his middle name is Augustus. So Garrett Augustus Morgan. He was born March 4th, 1877, in Paris, Kentucky, and he died July 27th, 1963. He was 86 years old. He lived for 86 years. So a little sneak peek. He called himself Black Edison because he came up with a few inventions that are very useful that people still use to this very day. So I think he deserved the right, and that's honestly a cool nickname. So a little bit about his backstory. His mom was mixed with Native American and Black or African heritage, and his dad was formerly enslaved, and his dad was freed in 1863. But his dad was the son of a Confederate colonel. That person's name is John Hunt Morgan, but not celebrating that guy, whatever. I'm just gonna do like an overview, and then I might go into some depth. But I guess really about his inventions. I think there's like two or three I'm gonna talk about today. We're gonna start with the hair relaxer. So yeah, if I didn't know, he created hair relaxers. I know a lot of women and some men still to this day uses hair relaxers. But yeah, he invented it, and it was actually by accident too. So he used to be a handyman. So he worked with obviously a lot of machinery and just kind of fixing stuff, and he fixed a lot of sewing machines in his day. And with the sewing machines, the needle would be moving like very fast, which ended up creating like burn marks into the fabric. So he was being handyman, just trying to find out a way to kind of fix it. So he ended up using like these chemicals and created this concoction to try to like create less friction for the fabric. And when he put it on the fabric, he noticed that the hairs on it were like straightening out. He observed that and he was like, kind of interesting. So then he was like, well, let me see what else I can do with this. So he eventually ended up trying it on a dog, and same results. The dog hair eventually got straightened. So then after that, he eventually got the courage to try it on himself, try it on his own hair, because obviously that's kind of a smarter way. You don't want to just try to do things on yourself because you don't know how it react. So yeah, he tried it on himself, and then he ended up getting straight hair. It worked. So then he ended up marketing, creating his brand, and marketed it, selling it to Black Americans because, as y'all know, especially back during that time period, and even still now, a whole bunch of racism. So they used it as a way to kind of simulate the kind of get closer to like being white, kind of being looking like everyone else. Okay, now we have different texture hair, so just to help straighten it, so we can have more good hair, or white people hair. But yeah, so and he got very successful off of that because, like I said, women were using it, men were using it. So he got a lot of money off of that. So because of that, he was financially stable. So he was able to kind of just explore, try different things and all that because he didn't have to work like a 9 to 5 or anything since he was financially stable. Okay, so the next one, he created the safety hood. And if y'all or probably haven't heard of it before, but y'all probably heard of the gas mask. The safety hood was the precursor, the prototype of the gas mask. So, we have to think for that too. All the firefighters and everyone out there, Garrett Morgan did that. So, just like the gas mask, it helps the user to be able to breathe clean air, while going through like fires or just, if there's like gas leaks or anything, basically anything you're not supposed to breathe, basically what gas mask did. So Garrett Morgan, he tried very hard to market his the safety hood, his product, but like I said, and to the very day, how people are like so racist and everything, they were not buying it from him. He was like demonstrating it to firefighters and everything, but they didn't want it because he was a black man. They, like I said, if it's not white, then it's not right. Like they just don't like that. So Garrett Morgan, he thought of a plan. He was like, okay, so if I don't like that I'm black, let me hire this white man to be the inventor, and I'll just be like the assistant, which he went by I guess to kind of help get away from black, because like I said, like black is probably the worst thing you could, not probably, it is the worst thing you can be in America even to this day. It's just if you're black, then you're just dangerous, and they just think black equals bad. So he posed himself as Native American. So he hired this man, this white man, to be the inventor, and he was like Native American assistant, and he called himself Big Chief Mason. That's what Garrett Morgan called himself, like as posing as a Native American. And so with that plan, it was very successful. People were buying it, firefighters were buying it, because like I said, they think, okay, white man invented it, it's okay. So they did all that, and yeah, so while that happened, there ended up being an incident at Lake Erie. They're building tunnels under Lake Erie, and how there's natural gases underground, or sometimes like leaks or pockets of natural gases. So yeah, there was an incident where workers and people were down there, and were like passing out or dying from the gases. So since it's something big, it was making way on the news. So Garrett Morgan and his brother, or Garrett Morgan seen this and called his brother, went over to him, and both of them put on the safety hoods, his invention, and went down to the tunnels and saved two people. So 2 people were still alive, and dragged out 4 bodies. But because of this, with like television and like just like news and reports on radio and all that, people, obviously in person, police officers, everything, seeing on the scene and stuff, seeing that he was a black man. So since they seen that he was black, and was like, oh, like you, I don't want to say necessarily like lied, but just like black man, he created this invention or whatever. The sales started plummeting. Like basically, they stopped kind of coming in because they found out he was black. So that's crazy. Also, they didn't really get credit for him and his brother didn't really get credit for saving the 2 people and helping out, like being at the scene. Some news or some reports were giving the credit to like other people, about the officers or everything else, but it was really Garrett Morgan and them that went down there, who risked their lives, put on the suit and everything, and went down there to go save the people and drag the other bodies out. But what's new? You never get credit being a black man, being black in general. So Okay, the last invention I'm gonna talk about is the traffic lights. If y'all didn't know, we have Garrett Morgan thinking for that too. Every day in the streets, we be out there, in cars and everything, and the 3 light traffic, stop light things. Yeah, he created that. Yeah, I guess back in the day it was just 2. It was either just go and stop, but it was like, well, maybe we should have a warning one, which is like the yellow light. Nowadays, that way when it's about to stop. Kind of giving drivers the heads up, so it's not just just go and immediately stop, because he witnessed an accident when he was out driving, so that's how he kind of came up with it. And so yeah, so we have him to thank for that. It was the basic version of like the 3-way one. So obviously like the ones nowadays are more modern, but he came up with the idea of it and he had a prototype for it, but it doesn't look like how I do today. But yes, still credit to him. I'll show y'all a picture of it. And yeah, this 3-way light is obviously it's in the US, it's in the UK, and it's in Canada. But so that's, like I said, everybody, Canadians, the UK, like I said, everybody have thanks to Garrett Morgan. And he eventually sold the rights to General Electric for $40K. So yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of his inventions, like the big 3. And probably have other stuff too, but I thought those were pretty cool, and that a lot of people still use this very day. So every time y'all see a traffic light, think of him, Garrett Morgan. Remember the name, Garrett Morgan. Hair relaxers, ladies, guys too, because guys have hair and everything. Garrett Morgan, he did that. Firefighters, soldiers, everybody who be wearing gas masks and everything, thank him too. He created that. So say his name, Garrett Morgan. Remember it. Okay. Now these are just a few extra bonus facts. He was a member of the NAACP. He was an active member of the Cleveland Association of Colored Men, and donated to black colleges, because like I said, all them inventions and everything, he was very well off. So he liked to spread his wealth and see the black community thrive. And he also opened an all-black country club, which is cool, because especially back then, yeah, we didn't have no country clubs and all that, especially catered to us, or wanted us around. So he and then in 1920 he launched the Cleveland Call. It was an African American newspaper outlet, and he later named it the Call and Post. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to see more. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this every day. My next person, I think I'm gonna do Sally Hemings. Little sneak peek, of what's to come. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys learned a lot. Remember the importance of Garrett Morgan and the importance of Black history. See you guys next time. Peace.